Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Thank you for staying with us through the technical difficulties. What you missed while we were troubleshooting, SNU's taken a 11-8 lead after the last point by the Rangers, as you just saw on your camera. We are back. Smith setting up Davis from a long ways out. SNU getting another chance. Davis shoots it back over. On the court is 16, Lauren Symington, who makes her first appearance into the game. Rangers now down 2 to the Crimson Storm as Williams goes back to serve. Flies out of bounds. Crimson Storm maintain a 3-point lead.
It's going to be Megan Ellis back to serve for the Crimson Storm.
Here comes Symington. Almost gets it down, but not before Elise Berlin can get there as Gear digs. Attacked by the Crimson Storm. Davis with a dig. Smith sets up. That's Terang. Excuse me. Gear sends it back over. Smith on the ground. Still going as Ellis just pushes it over. We got a good rally going on between the two teams as Hessen almost gets another kill, and they will finally award a point to Northwestern after a double touch call, and the Sawyer Center voicing its displeasure after that one. On the court now for the Rangers is Kiana Clark. Point on a net violation and a double touch by the Rangers. Point to the Crimson Storm. They are still up 3. Kiana Clark is a 5'9" sophomore out of San Antonio, Texas, Wagner High School. Eubanks is blocked at the net. Able to get it back up as Clark tried to get a kill. Nothing doing. Setting up Williams. Dug up by Thomas. Smith to Terang on the court. Terang gets another point for the Crimson Storm. SNU now up 14-10 in the third set. Thomas back to serve now. Hessen blocked at the net. Point to the Crimson Storm after a forced touch rule. Northwestern takes a timeout, and so will we here on SNUathletics.com. Thank you for staying with us, but don't go anywhere. We're just getting started. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Kayla Thomas serving for the Crimson Storm. Eubanks comes back out of the timeout with a kill for the Rangers. Rangers now down 15-11. Crimson Storm trying to stay off a sweep by the Rangers. Barker to serve, picked up by Davis. To Terang, blocked at the net. No one home to get it back. Crimson Storm will still gain a point after a foul by the Rangers. Smith back to serve. It's going to be set up for Hessen. There's going to be a 4-touch rules and never quite gone back over the net. SNU having their best set of the night. 17-11 as they lead the Rangers. Smith serves it into the net. Northwestern Oklahoma State sends back Hessen to serve. Berlin gives it to Smith. Terang in the middle, able to get it back over. Berlin back to Terang, onto the court. Bailey Terang with another kill. That is her 14th.
Going to be Terang back to serve for the Crimson Storm as they lead 18-12 here in the third set.
Bailey Terang back to serve. Sets up Williams. Blocked at the net. Hunter just hits it back over. Williams again, and it goes off the deflection. Point for the Rangers. Bailey Terang trying to catch up to Hessen for most kills tonight. Terang has 14, Hessen has 16. Ellis to Pfaff. In the middle is number 16, Lauren Symington. As Symington gets her second kill of the night. Gear goes back. Back to Berlin. Smith sets up Ellis. That's blocked at the net. Point for the Rangers.
The Rangers have brought the lead back to 3 now, 18-15. Gear still serving.
It's going to be a timeout taken by Coach Kevin Ingram. Doesn't want to see a lead get blown. Keep his Crimson Storm team in the match. Going over some quick stats for you. As I said, Hessen leading all competitors with 16 points on 16 kills. She has 6 digs. Robinson leading the way in assists with 33. In terms of digs, Robinson and Williams each have 11, with Gear picking up 18 digs so far. On the Southern Nazarene side, Bailey Terang has 14 kills, Thomas with 10, and Ellis with 7. Pfaff checking in with 3 kills of her own. Smith has 30 assists. On the terms of the dig side, Kylie Smith also has 14 digs, while Elise Berlin has 17. Ellis with 11, and Terang and Davis with 8 each. Hitting the best for the Crimson Storm is Thomas, who has 10 kills and 11 points on just under 53% hitting. Bailey Terang hitting just under 23%. Back to the action now. Crimson Storm leading 18-15 over the Rangers in the third set, trying to avoid the sweep. It's going to be Gear, still to serve. Smith gives it to Ellis and just dumps it. And Toby Barker can't quite get to that one. Can't get to that one in time. The Crimson Storm maintain a 4-point lead.
It's going to be Elise Berlin back to serve.
Looking for Williams. Dug up again. Smith to Ellis. Gear digs it up. Williams again. Berlin finds Pfaff. Just taps it over. Bad communication between the libero, Gear, and Robinson. Point Crimson Storm. They're the first to reach 20 in the third set. 5-point lead over the Rangers. Berlin still serving. Back to Williams. Off the deflection, point Rangers.
It's going to be Caitlin Robertson for the Rangers to serve.
Bailey, Terang, and Smith just get it over as best they can. As Clark tries to get another attack. Williams again, dug up by Berlin. Smith finds Ellis, taps it over. Williams again, flies out of bounds. Point, Crimson Storm.
Hannah Davis checking in for the Crimson Storm. She's going to be back to serve.
Hannah Davis, one of three seniors on the roster, along with Michaela Benner and Elise Berlin. An off-speed setup and attack by Lauren Symington gets another kill. Symington now up to 3 kills. Coming off the bench, putting in some nice work. Davis, Smith, Ellis. Ellis gets another kill. She's up to 9. Trying to be the third SNU player to get to double digits in terms of kills. Sets up Hessen. Flies just out of bounds. SNU gets to the bottle point first. 23-17. Their largest lead. Ellis to serve now. Berlin. Smith tries to find it, and they get to it. SNU has set point now, and 1 point away from avoiding a sweep and potentially rallying back. Ellis to serve. Sets up. That was Williams. Point still going after great effort to get it off the floor. Smith gets it back. Davis hits it over. Clark hits it to Symington, and it gets on the floor. Northwestern still alive. Down 6 in the third set.
Checking in for the Rangers is Brooke Rickey with the serve.
Rickey serves to Davis. Smith sets up Thomas, and that's how the set will end. As SNU stays off the sweep, and they win the third set, 25-18. We're going to play at least 4 here in the Sawyer Center, so stay right with us. We got a long ways to go here in Bethany. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Here inside the Sawyer Center, ready for set 4 between the Crimson Storm and the Rangers. Megan Ellis back to serve for the Crimson Storm. Hessen, Smith, Terang. Terang gets the first point for the Crimson Storm. As we start out this 4th set that was forced by a set 3 win for the Crimson Storm. They are still down 2-1, trying to force set 5 here. Ellis still serving. Almost got her first ace of the night. Smith to Thomas. Blocked at the net by Hessen and Eubanks. Tied back up at 1 apiece.
That's going to be Toby Barker checking in with the serve.
Well, Northwestern started putting in some younger players at the end of that. Berlin, great effort there. She's able to get 2 digs in a row as it flies out of bounds by Hessen. Hessen started out very strong as she has 16 kills. Since then, not putting in as many kills as she did in the first 2 sets as that 3rd set. Eubanks taps it where no one's home. We're tied back up at 2. It looks like it's going to be that kind of set again, where the 2 teams go back and forth.
It's going to be Brooklyn Hessen with the serve.
Smith's going to set up Terang. Into the stands, heads up if you're in that middle section. Point Crimson Storm as Bailey Terang starting to wake up. As Michaela Pfaff checks in. Gear sends it over to Berlin. Smith. That's Bailey Terang again off of a Barker deflection. Crimson Storm up 4-2 now. Eubanks going to set up Williams. Goes to Berlin. She's going to be tapped over. Point from Northwestern after Pfaff hits it twice. It's going to be Gear, the libero, back to serve. Ellis finds Smith. Bailey Terang is Gear picked it up, and that one flies out as Williams hits it out.
Bailey Terang going back for the serve for the Crimson Storm.
Bailey Terang has overtaken Hessen for the most kills by any player tonight. 17 kills now, as her serve flies out. SNU currently holds the advantage at 5-4 in the 4th set. Just trying to force set 5. Ellis, Smith, back to Ellis, who just tips it the wrong way. Tied back up at 5. Double hit, that time by Smith.
Back-to-back mistakes there by the Crimson Storm give Northwestern Oklahoma State the lead, 6-5.
Rangers pick up their first lead in a while. Terang to Smith. Ellis blocked and out of bounds. Point, SNU. Back up to 6 apiece. Clark and Symington back in. Be interesting to see how often they are used. Williams gets another kill, regains the lead for Northwestern. If this match does go to 5 sets, it'll be interesting to see how much Jeremy White wants to use Symington and Clark, as he did not use him at all for the first 2 sets. Williams to serve. Smith and Thomas just get it over. Going to be a net violation reaching over by the Crimson Storm. Northwestern takes a 2-point lead. Williams still serving. And it goes into the net. Crimson Storm back within 1, and this is where the Crimson Storm have struggled, being within 1 or tied up, unable to get a cushion, as Davis goes back to serve. Gear. It's going to go to Clark. Symington now in the middle. Dug up by Berlin. Back to Ellis. Blocked by a combo of Symington and Clark. Rangers are still up by 2.
Brooke Rickey checking back in for the Rangers, going back with the serve.
Dug up by Terang. Smith finds Thomas. Not a whole lot of power by that one, as Eubanks goes on the attack. Davis now almost got it on the court, but not quite. Hessen hitting it back over. Berlin back to Smith. Ellis. Here come the Rangers again as Hessen hits another one. Dug up by Terang. Smith, Thomas taps it over. And they're able to get it back into play. Smith, Ellis tips it over. We're just still going. Williams with another attack. Smith sets up Ellis again. Hessen now. And she's going to get it off of Kylie Smith's deflection, as Hannah Davis couldn't quite get there. Hessen coming through with big plays for the Rangers. Timeout, Southern Nazarene. We'll take a break with them here on SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Crimson Storm down by 3 points in the 4th set to the Northwestern Oklahoma State Rangers. Berlin gives it to Smith. Thomas will not be denied that time, as Thomas finally gets all of her strike on that one. All the power that she had. Cuts it back to 2.
Megan Ellis back to serve for the Crimson Storm.
Sets up Eubanks. Dug up by Davis. Smith to Terang. Clark is going to set up Hessen. Dug up by Ellis. Smith trying to find it. Bad deflection now. Are they able to get to it? They will not after Gear hits it behind the basketball hoop. Crimson Storm send Megan Ellis back again. Now only down by 1. Gear trying to set up Hessen, who fires from far away. Ellis picks it up. Back to Terang. Another big deflection. Clark setting up Hessen again. Blocked. Thomas. Smith pushes it over. Great communication that time by the Rangers as Elise Berlin gets one. Back to Terang, into the net. And everybody on the Crimson Storm side is frustrated as they caught him out of position, but Terang couldn't get it over the net. Barker back to serve again. They are up 2, 11-9 now. Good call by Hannah Davis, who tells her teammate Megan Ellis to just let that one go. Back within 1 with Thomas serving. Looking for Hessen again, blocked at the net, still going. Davis setting up Terang. Now finding Eubanks. Eubanks gets it on the floor.
It's a good effort there by Hannah Davis. She just couldn't get to it in time. It's going to be Brooklyn Hessen back to serve for the Rangers.
So Hessen send it back. Smith looking for Terang again. Hunter sends it, or it was Hunter that got the attack, and Terang hit it after the deflection. Nevertheless, Northwestern finds no one home. They are now up 3, 13-10 in the 4th set. Davis finds Smith to Terang. Onto the court, inside the lines. Bailey Terang now up to 18, looking for another 20-plus kill performance.
Michaela Pfaff checking in for the Crimson Storm.
She almost got it. Smith setting up Terang again. And they're going to call it on a 4-touch as they claim it never quite went over the net. Northwestern still up 3, 14-11. Gear to serve. Back to Ellis. Smith looking for Terang. And there's nothing doing there as Barker couldn't quite get under it to try and dig it up. Cuts the lead back within 2. SNU trying to make a run.
Terang back to serve.
Gear digs it up, finds Robinson to Williams. Blocked at the net. Crimson Storm with another point. Blocks haven't been the best thing for Crimson Storms today. For the Crimson Storm today, they have 3 as opposed to Northwestern 6.
Checking in for SNU with the serve is number 22, Cami Ware, a 5'4" freshman from Pampa, Texas.
Berlin sets up Ellis. Onto the court. Megan Ellis ties up the game at 14. Timeout, Northwestern Oklahoma State, as we still have a lot of volleyball. It's just getting exciting here in the Sawyer Center. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Cami Ware still back to serve for the Crimson Storm. One of two players from the Crimson Storm hailing from the Panhandle of Texas, the other being Megan Ellis. There's Megan Ellis, speak of the devil, try to get a attack going. Megan Ellis sets up Pfaff. Ball still going. Hunter, Smith trying to find the corner, nothing doing. Robinson finds Williams, blocked at the net. Williams tips it over, back to Smith. Berlin. Pfaff. We're still going after Hessen's dig. Smith flies out as Megan Ellis couldn't quite find the line. Flies a little bit too far. Rangers retake a 15-14 lead.
Bailey Terrain checking back in for the Crimson Storm.
Cami Ware puts in some much needed minutes. Setting up Pfaff, just kind of taps it over. Williams, point for Northwestern after a foul call. Northwestern now scoring 2 points in a row. 16-14 now. And that's just that'll go down as an ace for number 15, Caitlin Robinson. SNU trying very hard not to let this one get away from them after they fought so hard to get back into it. Timeout taken by the Crimson Storm. So we'll take one with them. Crimson Storm find themselves down 17-14 in the fourth set. Stay right here on SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. It's going to be Robinson back to serve, with her team being up 3 on the Crimson Storm. Smith finds Ellis, and she's going to get another kill here as Barker couldn't quite corral it. It's going to be Elise Berlin back to serve. SNU has to overcome another 3-point deficit in this set. They've done it once already. Williams flies out of bounds and hits Coach Kevin Ingram in the side. They have a good laugh about that. Berlin now down 1. Sets up Clark, and it finds the inside. Clark finally making sure that SNU knows she's on the court. That's her first kill.
We got Hannah Williams back to serve for Northwestern Oklahoma State.
Berlin to Smith. Ellis just going to hit it over. Clark sets up Hessen. It's dug up and unable to get there as Megan Ellis dove into the scorer's table, making sure that she's okay. Williams to serve. Ellis going up, gets a little tap on the floor. Megan Ellis on the off-speed attack. Pfaff checks out for Davis. She'll go back to serve. On the floor now for the Crimson Storm is Davis Terang, Berlin, Smith, Thomas, and Ellis. They're going to be able to get this one over. Able to set something up. Hessen on the court. Northwestern gets to 21st. They're up 3 on the Crimson Storm.
Jennifer Eubanks and Brooke Rickey checking in for Northwestern. Rickey with the serve.
Smith sets up Thomas. Hessen able to just hit it over. Smith sets up Ellis again. This one's going out of bounds. Point SNU. Not on the kill though, but on a double touch by the Rangers. Ellis to serve. Gear to Hessen. And another dig into the scorer's table. Terrain can't quite get there. Crimson Storm fighting desperately to stay alive as Barker goes back to serve. Smith is going to set up Terang. Onto the court. Bailey Terang gets kill number 20.
Kayla Thomas back to serve for the Crimson Storm.
Eubanks able to get another kill. Eubanks up to 11 kills now. Hessen now. Terang. Blocked out of bounds. Point SNU. SNU now to 20. This is the closest they've played. This is the closest they played when Northwestern was ahead. It's definitely the most competitive set we've had today. Smith sets up Hunter. And no one's able to get that one as the attack came when SNU was out of position. Bottle point, the first one to get to the bottle point is Northwestern. SNU now in desperation mode, trying to make something happen.
Carly Gear with the serve.
Terang, Smith, Terang again. It's able to be corralled. Gear finds Williams. Onto the court, match point for the Rangers. It's going to be Gear. Ellis, Smith, Terang. Off the hands. Are they able going to get it over? Yes, they will. It's Hessen. Ellis, Smith, Terang again. Blocked, and that'll end it. Sivington and Robinson ends the match and win the 11th in a row for the Rangers, taking out the Crimson Storm at home. Crimson Storm now go down to 4-6 at home. And they will definitely stay put at 6th place in the GAC. Now, the Crimson Storm have a long trip ahead of them as they head into a trip deep into the state of Arkansas. They go up against Arkansas Monticello on Friday, October 13th. And then the next day on October the 14th, they play in Magnolia against Southern Arkansas, against the Mule Riders. And then they go take a break from conference against Arkansas at Fort Smith before returning home to play Arkansas Tech, number 16 in the country, here in the Sawyer Center on the 20th of October, followed by a following day against the other GAC team, Harding. So SNU is going to play 5 Arkansas teams in a row before playing against Cameron in Lawton, and then returning to Alva to face this team again on the 26th of October. So about two weeks and a day, 15 days from now, these two teams will meet again in Alva. Going over some final stats for you. Hessen had 20 kills in the night. She led the Rangers. Eubanks and Williams each had 11 kills. Leading the way in terms of hitting percentage was Gear, who was hitting 2/3 of her attacks, and Robinson, who was hitting 37.5% of her attacks. 42 assists for Robinson tonight, and 24 digs for Gear. On the other side for the Crimson Storm, Bailey Terang, it puts out another 20-plus kill performance as she has 21 on the night. 14 digs, and she hit 23.1%. Hitting 43.5% is Kayla Thomas. She had 12 kills, and Ellis had 14 kills. Leading the way in terms of assists is Callie Smith with 45, and Elise Berlin had 28 digs. So Chandler, just a tough loss for the Crimson Storm after rallying to win set 3. Any final thoughts on the night here?
They just played a great match today, John. They just couldn't pull it off. This was a tough team we played, so hopefully we can bounce back on Friday and get a win up there in Arkansas.
Well, as we said, it'll be a while before SNU returns to the friendly confines here in the Sawyer Center. But when that happens, you can bet that SNUathletics.com will be here to give you all the volleyball action as well as other action going on here in our lovely university, the #1 university in the state of Oklahoma. Just a quick update of what else is going to be going on around SNU this weekend. Tomorrow on the SNU football team will be playing a Thursday game, their second of 2, as they take on the Ouachita Baptist Tigers here in Bethany. That game will be at 6 o'clock at SNU football field. And the men and women's soccer team will play at home on both Thursday and Saturday. Everybody is off on Friday. So a lot of football and soccer action going on here at SNU. And the women's volleyball team will be on the road. So for all things SNU athletics, keep it right here on SNUathletics.com. For Chandler Stivers, I'm John Hale. And for the rest of our lovely broadcast crew, we wish you a good night and keep those bolts up. Have a wonderful evening.